Every man she touched disappeared. They just vanished. No body, no goodbye. And the strange part? It only happened after she started staying in room 207. I knew this girl. Her name was Lila. Tall, beautiful, mid to late 20s. One of those women who turn heads everywhere they go. Always in makeup, always in control. She was what people in Nairobi call a professional babe. Smart, sexy, and always dealing with married men. She wasn't in it for love, just the lifestyle. Rent paid, soft life, nice dinners, weekend trips, and cash. She told me her game was simple. Never fall. Take what you need. Disappear first. And honestly, it worked until she started staying at the Red Lotus Hotel. That's where everything started to go wrong. Her first real client from that hotel was a man named Tito. Older, married, classy. He offered her a private arrangement. Just one weekend a month. No calls, no stress. I give, you enjoy. She picked the Red Lotus. It was quiet, low-key. Not the kind of place where people ask too many questions. They checked into room 207. That night was normal. Wine, Netflix, and cash on the side table. But the next morning, Tito was gone. Phone? Still there. Car keys? Still there. Wallet? Full. It was like he just melted. At first, Lila didn't care. Married men run off all the time. Maybe he got scared. Maybe the wife found out. But something felt off. She asked the receptionist about him. The woman just smiled and said, "Oh, he checked out early." But how? The car was still outside, no record. CCTV wasn't working that night. Lila didn't push. She took the money and left. But then came Simon. Just a few weeks later, Lila met Simon. Different guy, same deal. She brought him to the same hotel. Same room, 207. Same night, drinks, movies, soft music. Next morning, gone. Phone, still there. Shoes, still there. Even his half-eaten chocolate was on the table. She told me she stood in that room for 10 full minutes, staring at the door. Then her phone buzzed. Message from unknown number. Stop bringing them. Room 207 is not yours. No name, no follow-up. She showed me. I still have a screenshot of it. Things got worse. Lila started seeing things. She said one night she looked out the window and saw a woman in a red dress staring at her. When Lila waved, the woman smiled. Same face, same makeup. It was her. She told me she dropped her glass and ran from the window. That night, she slept with the light on. A few days later, an old cleaner at the hotel pulled her aside. "You should leave, girl," the woman whispered. "You're not the first to stay in 207, but none of the girls like you ever leave with peace." Lila asked her what that meant. The cleaner just said, "Room 207. Eats them." Lila decided to leave the hotel for good. But before she could, something else happened. She got a call from a woman. A voice, low and angry. "You were the last person with my husband, Simon. Where is he?" Lila said, "I don't know. He left." But the woman said something that chilled her. "No, darling, you were the last one with him. And I promise, you'll be next." That night, Lila heard something under the bed. She looked. Nothing. But when she turned to face the mirror, a red handprint appeared on the glass. No sound, no scream. Just the shape of a hand, burning red and slowly dripping. I didn't hear from Lila for a few days. And then, out of nowhere, she showed up at my place. Eyes red, hands shaking, holding a black notebook. She said, "You need to see this. I found it behind the bed in room 207. I opened it. It was a list of names, all men. Beside each name, a date, a room number, always 207, and a single word in red ink. Taken. She flipped through the pages and pointed to the last three names. Tito, Simon. A man named Ronnie. All of them had paid her. All of them had vanished. She said, "I didn't know about Ronnie, but I saw him once in the hallway. He smiled at me." Then she pointed at something that chilled me. The next page was blank, except for her name, Lila. No date, no note, just her name, written in the same red ink. Lila had set up her phone to record herself while sleeping, hoping to catch anything strange. That night, around 3:07 a.m., she sat up in bed, completely still, eyes open, but she said she doesn't remember it. Then, on the video, you hear a whisper, low, cold, right by her ear. "You bring them. Now we want you." She stopped sleeping after that. She found a man online who used to work at the Red Lotus. He agreed to meet us at a cafe near downtown. He looked tired, scared. He told us, "Room 207 was closed in 2006. A woman and her lover died there. Murder-suicide. It stayed locked for years, until the owner died, and the new manager reopened it quietly. People say the woman, she cursed the room, said no man would leave it alive unless he was pure. The funny thing," he added, "you girls keep bringing men there, and every time, a name disappears from this world." I asked him, "Why do they keep renting it out?" He looked at us and said, "Because it pays well, and no one asks questions." One night, Lila called me screaming. I rushed to her place. She had cuts on her arms, like scratches. She said she was in bed when she felt hands pulling her down. Red hands, dozens of them, reaching from under the bed and the mirror. She didn't sleep that night. Neither did I. She kept whispering to herself, "They're real. They're real. I thought I was playing men, but I've been played." She went to the police again. This time she didn't hold back. She told them everything. The hotel, the men, the missing names. They laughed at her, until she dropped the notebook on the table. The officer opened it and went pale. He pointed to one name, Inspector Bean Youngasa, a detective who'd gone missing last year. He'd been staying at the hotel too. Now the police were listening, but it was too late. That night, I went to check on her. Her apartment door was wide open. No sign of forced entry, no Lila, no screams. Just a single item left on her bed. The black notebook. I picked it up and opened to the last page. Her name was no longer alone. Under it was written, "Taken, 2:07 a.m. After Lila disappeared, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't think straight. I kept reading the notebook over and over. Her name was there. Taken, 2:07 a.m. But I still had questions. So many. Why room 207? Why only rich married men? Why Lila? And worst of all, why did no one shut the place down? I returned to the Red Lotus Hotel pretending to be a guest. I used a fake name. The moment I walked in, the receptionist smiled at me, like she knew who I was. I asked for a room. She didn't even check her system. She just said, "Room 207 is available." I paused, then said, "No, I want a different one." She leaned closer and whispered, "You came here for answers. That room is the only place that will give them to you." The hallway felt colder than before. I stood outside 207 with the key in my hand, sweating. When I opened the door, it was quiet. No smell. No sign of Lila. Nothing strange. Just an old bed, a broken mirror, and a soft humming sound I couldn't trace. But then, in the corner, next to the bed, I saw something. Lila's shoe. The same one she wore the night she vanished. I stepped closer and saw a trail of red handprints leading behind the curtain. I pulled it aside. Nothing there, just the window and the street below. That night, I couldn't sleep in the room. At 2 a.m., I locked myself in the bathroom. Then I heard footsteps. Slow, heavy. They stopped at the bathroom door. I held my breath. Then a voice whispered, "Another one. You brought another one." But I was alone, or I thought I was. At 2:07 a.m. sharp, the lights in the room flickered. The mirror cracked slowly, like something inside wanted to get out. Then I heard her voice, Lila's voice. Don't let them take you. Burn the book. Burn the room. Her voice was shaking, like she was in pain. I ran out of the bathroom and straight out of the hotel. When I got to my apartment, I threw the black notebook in a bucket and set it on fire. But before the flames reached the last page, I saw it change. My name appeared. You entered the room. You know the truth. You're next. The next morning, I went back, but there was no hotel. Just an empty plot. A man selling bananas nearby told me, "Red Lotus? That place burned down 4 years ago. Some girl died with her boyfriend in room 207. Very sad." I asked if it had been rebuilt. He said no. No one's touched that land. Cursed place. Even squatters avoid it. I walked away shaking. So, what did I walk into? Where did I sleep? Where did Lila go? And the scariest question, is room 207 still out there? Somewhere else now? Last week, I got an email from an unknown address. No subject, no message. Just a photo. It was me, standing in the hallway of a hotel, outside room 207. And below the image, a timestamp, 2:07 a.m. They say room 207 was just a room. Bricks, walls, a door, but Lila knew better. It wasn't the hotel that was cursed. It was the game she was playing. A game where people disappear, where no one wins. She brought the men, and the room took their souls. Then she stayed too long, and it took hers too. There are places and people built to feed on human weakness, greed, lust, pride. Ignore the signs, play with the shadows, and the shadows will play back. Room 207 may be gone, but the door, still open, waiting for someone like you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more stories like this. Hit the like button and please tell me what you think about this video down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for the support. Lots of love.